it. Matthew on the south side is up next here. Matthew, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, please.
Hey, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call. First-time caller here. Earlier, you all spoke on Peyton Manning making play calls and how it seems so effortless. When I watch the game, whether it's in person or on TV, it always seems like all I hear is kill, kill, and going into a second play. What is it going to take for Trevor to get into a point where he can walk up to a line and say, listen, plan B, instead of making it obvious to everybody else in the stadium and on the field? And I'll take your answer off.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying is obvious.
Right.
I mean, when you say kill, it's not like everybody's like, oh, yeah.
It's not what they know the next play is.
They don't know.
Right. Show me the quarterback who doesn't kill the play.
And you can't just go up there and go, other play B.
Yeah. Hey,
they got to hear you.
Kill, 34 zone, 34 zone. I mean, he's not doing that. I mean,
he's just saying,
like he can
don't like the original play, we'll go to the next one.
He can get better at doing the job. In those kind of moments, from the perspective of, I think as he gets more and more comfortable in his career, that he's a player that I think is a good enough player that at some point he's going to be capable of going to the line and calling the play without getting one in the huddle, right? Like, I think he's capable of being that player eventually, right? That if you're saying, I wish he was doing that all the time right now, he should be calling everything they're doing okay. I suppose that's where you want it to eventually get for him.
Yeah, I don't think Peyton Manning, when he was in year 4, had the complete autonomy to be able to go to the line of scrimmage and call whatever the hell he wanted.
He's talked about it. He got 2 passes and 1 run in the huddle virtually every time and made the call when he got to the line.
There's an evolution.
Yeah.
And a progression that takes place, I think, with any quarterback. And, you got to be in the same system for, an extended period of time. You got to be able to show that you can be dependable and reliable and get to the line of scrimmage and make the good decisions. And so that's a process. And, maybe in year 7 or 8 or whatever, that maybe we'll get to that point, or he'll get to that point. I don't know. It's but look, he's playing very well. He still has to be able to command an offense and command a team. Excited about how he's improved the last number of weeks. Excited about how he's protecting the ball
all year, really. Yeah,
all year for the most part. But there have been moments this year that the team needed him to have a drive, whether it been from behind or whether it been from having the ball and being ahead, to close a game out, to win a game. And that's where he needs to get. The great ones are the ones that can will their teams to do that in those moments. And that's where he needs to get to if you want to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Plain and simple.
All right, let's go to Jay on the west side next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, I was talking about Trevor, since Jeff was just talking about it, do you think he can take that next step? Because I really hope he can. I really hope he does, because I feel like Trevor's the best thing to happen to this franchise. He has the keys to this whip. So I want to know, do you think he can take that next step? Do you think he can be the top 3 every year in the NFL?
I think he can, and I think, a lot of people are quick to judge that he can't. There are some guys that come out of the womb, so to speak, and from day one, they're great. But then there's other quarterbacks that it takes time, and we were having a conversation, me and Tony Baselli, with Neil Reynolds before the game in a little appearance event in one of the club sections of Wembley. And Tony brought up a good point, and I'll give him credit to this because it's a great analogy. He said, look, when Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl, it was much different than when he won his last Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl that he won, he had a great defense, and he was just, kind of managing the offense and not trying to screw it up. Well, when Tom Brady won his last couple, it was a lot different. I mean, he was a man, so if you can build a team around Trevor and then eventually he gets to the point and continues to develop, then, yeah, maybe he gets to the point where he's the man and can do it all by himself. And so, in other words, I'm saying it's still early in the process, and I still am confident that he can be that guy. But at the same token, you want to start seeing the signs of that. You want to see a game where he has a game-winning drive, where he has a game-securing drive. I mean, those moments, I think, have got to become more commonplace than a rarity in his career.
Right. I mean, he's had a couple of opportunities this year where as bad as it was in the previous 58 minutes or 56 minutes or whatever, Jags have had the ball with a chance to just go down, get the field goal, go down, get the score, and you're going to win a football game, or at least put yourself in position to do it.
In year 4, he's not done growing. I mean, that's the hardest position to play in all of sports. I mean, and I don't know if you're ever truly done growing, but year 4 is very young in the process. I mean, look at what's going on out there in Seattle, with their quarterback. I mean, how many years is it for him now?
12, I think, because he said he wants to play 20. I don't know if you heard that this week. He said that's his goal.
He was considered a bust.
Geno Smith, yeah.
After 3 or 4 years.
He's leading the league in yards.
And now he's leading the league in yards. I mean, so my point is that, I had a conversation with Tom Coughlin about this too when on the Legends weekend. And we were talking about quarterback play. And he said, it's amazing how quick teams are to give up on quarterbacks and then to go to the next hot candidate because they just don't have the patience to continue to work and to develop the young players. And he pointed to some of the guys that are in the league, like a Geno Smith and what's the guy in Minnesota?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. He pointed to those two guys as examples, and he's dead on. So, look, there's got to be patience, I think, with Trevor. Even though he's a first overall pick, a lot of people had the expectation that he's going to be Patrick Mahomes and just going to be amazing right away, and that's not the case for everybody.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.